Joining us on the phone from Tokyo is Press TV's Khaldun Ajari. Thank you very much for joining us. What do you think will be the impact of Hu Jintao's landmark visit to Japan on the relations between the two countries?
It's already clear from now that the positive atmosphere is already in place, and both leaders and political circles and also the business circles are really starting to feel that things will go in the right direction, and any tension can from now on be solved politically and through the negotiations. This is exactly what the joint statement called for, and they really ensured that our relations should be oriented toward the future, and we will have a new start, and they call it a new historical start. Of course, the word historical always is referred to the problems of the past, but this time they used it in a very smart way, that it's a historical toward the future. It's a historical new turn in our relations.
All right, Khaldun, since the World War, Japan has been supporting the United States as the world's superpower. Does the Chinese president's visit mean that Japan will turn its support to China from now on as an emerging superpower?
That's a very good question, and the Japanese always, also the Chinese, at least in this summit, tried really not to touch upon the military issues. Every time here in Tokyo we hear a lot of complaints from Japanese politicians, and even from the annual document by the Japanese Defense Ministry about the transparency of the Chinese spending on military issues. Also, many Japanese politicians consider China as a threat, and today in the summit they confirmed that none of both countries are a threat to each other. But of course, there's no mention about the Japanese cooperation with the United States in the missiles technology and in war games and all of this. And also the Chinese didn't really show any concern about this issue. It seems they just don't want to deal with this because it will create immediate problem and friction between both countries.
So Khaldun, do you think that the two leaders will also discuss North Korea, or have they?
Already discussed actually, and the joint statement called for Chinese support to Japan to get back its abductees from North Korea. Of course, Japan has reached a dead end in its talks directly with North Korea, and they take a really tough position, and their only hope is that China try to pressure North Korea in a good way, that the Pyongyang try to at least ease the tension. But of course, the North Korean card is not really, according to most analysts, is not in the hand of Japanese government. It's in the hand of Washington. Any approachment by Japanese politicians toward North Korea is immediately criticized on the record or off the record by Japanese and American officials, and that's why Japan is trying a little bit to try with China to see if Beijing can do some advancement in this regard.
And one final question, and very briefly, please. Will this thaw in relations become a defining geopolitical shift in the region and the world proper?
Nobody really expects such, because the balance of power in East Asia is still the same. There is no fundamental changes. All the alliances are still in place, and in fact Japan's alliance with the United States is only getting stronger. But at least we can hear from such summit a good and positive debate or positive dialogue between these countries that will ease any possible tension in the future.
All right, thank you. Press TV's Khaldun Ajari in Tokyo.